So this shoe is stitched. I haven't cut my leads yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to hide them or just leave them. But it's time to turn this shoe. I've been softening the leather, just playing with it as much as I can, squishing it, mushing it. I have my mallet. I'm holding it between my legs so that I can really move this leather. Now I'm going to open it up, stick my hand in there, and I'm going to push here with my hands, my fingers. But I'm going to use the handle of this mallet to push down because I got to get this started. This is beastly. I got to tell you, making turn shoes is not an easy proposition. This is the hardest bit. This is the bit I don't like to do. So right where the toe is, the big toe, see how I'm sticking my thumb in there? I'm going to use my thumb to get it started a little bit, and then I'm going to use this handle here to really push it in. Okay, remember I've been pushing at this leather, making it pliable, because the sole on this thing is not soft. I've got a much softer upper than I've ever used before. But this guy, I really want to be able to wear these for a while because I don't want to make another pair anytime soon. So, see, I'm pushing that in. Do you see that? All right, now I'm going to use this mallet handle just a little bit more across the toe because my fingers aren't super strong. And I'm going to push it down a little further. Hopefully start making this go inside out. And make it concave. Make it look like a puppet maybe. Okay. That's starting to look like I want it to. Now, I'm going to use my fingers and my hands to keep this nice and wide open. Because I don't want the rest of the shoe, well, I want the rest of the shoe to follow suit. I need this whole baby to follow the toe through. And see how it gets real narrow here? We've got to make that whole fat toe go through that narrow, narrow bit. So we're just going to work it. We're going to make it. All right. Those of you with stronger hands are going to have a better time of this. But basically, where the seam, it's real stiff, it also means it's a nice place to get a grip on it. It's going to be a really good spot to push it through. But keep it nice and open in there. See, it's coming. It's a coming. So. Oh boy. Vikings used to do this 4 times a year. They had to do it seasonally. Their gnaw-binding socks lasted twice as long as their shoes. 4 times a year, seasonally, they had to make new shoes. I think I'd go barefoot if I had to do this 4 times a year. I also found out recently that that Vikings didn't have leather that was as thick as the stuff we use. So maybe it wasn't as beastly. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have as hard a time of it because their leather wasn't as thick. I don't know. You have to think though. Keeping your feet safe. It's a way to live longer. Too many dangers for feet out in the world. And it's a really good way to die young. Getting an infection in your toes. The sole of your foot. So many nasty things out there. Okay, well, you get the idea. Keep working it. Keep pushing those seams further in. This isn't the fun part. Oh wait, maybe none of it is. Maybe wearing it's the fun part. I don't know. Remember, you want to get the toes turned first. It's not about getting the heel. The heel's the easy part. You got to get those toes turned first. The first time I turned a pair of shoes, I dunked them in water. It made it a little bit easier, but not easier enough to justify the condition of the leather when I was done. So, So if you want, you can try it, but then you just got to saturate them in oil or wax. And honestly, for me, it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Because wet leather dries to such a crunchy consistency that then you spend so much time conditioning the leather. This is almost more worthwhile than trying to condition your leather back to soft when all is said and done. Well, I think I've almost hit a point where if I pop this heel inside out, I'll be able to force it around. Oh, we're close, people, we're close. Always just be like my sister and go barefoot in the winter and have feet that are so tough you don't need to wear shoes. Look at this. It's almost a shoe. What? Check it out. Whoops. It's a shoe. It's really almost... That's almost what it's supposed to look like. Ta-da! So, we'll hammer it out a little bit. Knock those seams flat. We'll wrap this seam up off the ground. And add a button. Call it footwear.